Hello, I'm finally back at my house. I've been gone for a minute, so I haven't been able to test anything lately. But, you know, I need content, right? So, I'm finally giving what the people have always been asking for, which is, which Ghoti monster is the tastiest? Right? You know, which one would I eat as a delicacy at some fancy fish restaurant? And in order to help me here, I do in fact have the Yu-Gi-Oh wiki pulled up so we can look at the real life equivalent of all the monsters, and that will give us a bit more information about, you know, number one, could I beat this fish in a fight in order to kill it so that I can then eat it? And then how tasty do I think it will be, you know, after I eat it and cook it up and whatnot? You know, so let's just start off with the old Deep Beyond here, which is based off of Bahamut, is a monster that lies deep below, underpinning the support structure that holds up the earth. So this thing apparently is holding up the earth, which means it's probably in space. And if it's in space, I won't be able to breathe. And if I can't breathe, then that means I will not be able to defeat it. Even if I could, I don't know if I'd be able to defeat it. I mean, look at it. That thing is powerful. It's holding up a cow, which is holding up a person, which is holding up what I assume to be the earth. So, man. I mean, I don't think I can beat, you know, a cow, or a bull like this in a fight. There's no way I can, you know, defeat this fish. So I'm just gonna have to say that, you know, I wouldn't be able to eat this in the first place. That seems too strong. Next we have Zep, which is based on a lionfish, which looks very spiky. I would probably have to have some kind of long-range weapon in order to beat this. Maybe like some kind of fishing spear. Now the real question is it poisonous? It is characterized by its warning coloration. Right? I mean, we know Zep's very red, right? And usually when you see things that are very vibrant colors, it usually kind of spooky. It's kind of spooky a little bit. You know what I mean? It has 18 venomous spines. Oh. 3 anal spines. 13 dorsal spines. 18 venomous spines. So you'd have to be extremely careful. Is it edible? Is there anything in here about long-term effects of invasion? Lionfish as food. Began a campaign to encourage the consumption of the fish, so it must be edible. Now, so how tasty do I think this might be? It looks like it would be very squishy, right? It's probably very soft. Very soft flesh. You know, because it needs all these spines in order to protect it, because it doesn't have any kind of armor. So I would assume that it would be very soft and probably quite juicy. So I would have to say, I'd have to give this an A, I think. That seems like it would be quite savory, if I had to guess. Next, my boy, Snopius, the goat. The Ghoti Snopius, which is based on the giant Pacific octopus. So I'm guessing this is just kind of like your regular average octopus, right? Which I have actually eaten octopus before. It was just kind of like raw cooked octopus. Yeah, basically just like this. And I gotta say, it's very underwhelming. Because it's kind of like a tough, it's very tough, but it also has no flavor. It reminded me a lot of like tofu, where it kind of felt like it was some mystery meat that had no flavor, or some kind of meat replacement, which I guess when you think about it that way, deep frying it and putting sauce on it, like in takoyaki here, probably makes it pretty good, because you can just kind of do whatever you want with it, right? So yeah, I'd say, given the versatility of octopus, that I would have to give this an S, I think. You know, this is where I would put Snopius on like a normal Ghoti tier list, but you know, quite a good food, I must say. Next we have Ixeep. I got no idea what this is. It's a gurnard. They're a family of Dactylopteridae of marine fish, notable for their greatly enlarged pectoral fins. Yo, we got some big pecs. Been hitting the gym. Man, it's just like me. Looks just like me. Some authors call it a helmet gurnard. Interesting. I could probably just like punch this thing and it would probably die instantly. Seems pretty small. Now, it's very golden colored, I gotta say. The gold and blue, it looks pretty royal. It looks like some kind of, it almost looks like some kind of really expensive delicacy. Which means it's probably pretty tasty. Or maybe it's like a bootleg fish where it wants you to think that it looks tasty, but it's actually not. That's a tough one. That's a tough one to rank, I gotta say. You know, but if it's got large pecs, it can't fly. It has so much muscle. You know, I'd say it's probably a pretty tough meat overall. So I don't know. It gives off some very, you know, bootleg vibes, right? That's like ordering a steak at a restaurant and they bring out like a round steak instead of a sirloin steak. That's what I'm getting from this. Next we have Grieglum, which is like the worst Ghoti monster. Literally the most useless card I've ever seen in my life. Based on the Portuguese man of war. That is a... what the? Is this edible? Can I actually eat this? Like slime. Hold on, what is going on here? It is a marine hydrozoan. Very small predatory animals. So it's like in the same family as like a sea sponge? No, because they're predatory. They're not filter feeders. Yeah, I don't know about this one, Chief. I'd feel like I'd definitely get kind of disease if I ate that. Well, there's two different sections. You have this top section, which kind of looks like some kind of jelly. And then you got all this down here, which looks like... Some kind of weird, slimy candy, perhaps? Let me get some kind of like whoa, that thing looks cool. What is that? Yo, can we get a Ghoti based on that? That looks sick. Ah, it is very venomous. Ah. Stinging, venom-filled nematocysts in the tentacles of the manowar can paralyze small fish and other prey. Well, I think that gives me my answer right there. This thing would definitely kill me. 100%, this thing would murder me. Which is very contrary to what Grieglum does in the card game, where it sucks and doesn't do anything. Next we got my boy Azcan. What is... Sakana, Japanese for fish. Based on Chimera? What the... Ugh, what... Ugh. What is that? That is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Hello? This is a real animal? Oh, hell no. What in the world? It's a cartilaginous fish. Similar to a shark. Known informally as a ghost shark, ratfish, spookfish, or rabbitfish. These four names have absolutely nothing in common. How do you give it four different names that are all completely different from each other? What about this looks like a rabbit? Or a rat? I guess it is pretty gross like a rat, perhaps. It is definitely spooky. I can see where the spooky ghost fish comes from. This thing is kind of spooky. How big are these things? Their last common ancestor lived 40 million years ago. Today they are confined to deep water. Very interesting. So they're related to sharks, right? They're related to sharks. Now, I've never tasted shark before. You know, usually I try to avoid the sharks tasting me. So I gotta say, I've never tasted shark, but I know some people do eat shark. And if people do eat it, then that means it's not terrible. So, I don't know. I mean, it's probably fine. It's probably okay. I just don't feel comfortable eating that. You know what I mean? I just don't feel comfortable eating this. Next we have the legend Paces. The absolute legend. Based on the Dumbo octopus. Dumbo, little idiot. The name Dumbo originates from their resemblance to the title character of Disney's Dumbo. What? Oh, because it has like elephant ears? It has like little Dumbo elephant ears? That's kind of cool. Well, Paces? What? Does Paces have the ears? Well, it has ears that stick up. They look more like horns. They look more like horns than ears. But I'm getting off track. I'm getting off track here. Let's go back to this. Let's see, what is... Prominent ear-like fins extend above the mantle. So they're related to octopus in some form or fashion, right? Seems like these would exist very deep below the water, right? I would have to guess. Living in the cold abyssal depths ranging from 1,000 to 7,000 meters. Specimens have been found off the coast of Oregon, Philippines. all these places that exist in the world. Interesting. I mean, I gotta assume it's pretty close to octopus in terms of taste. It's in the same general family. Right? It's in the octopoda family. But it just kind of looks a little gross, so I don't know. Like, it probably tastes very similar. It's probably very salty because it lives at the bottom of the ocean. So I'm just gonna put it right below Snopius, I think. I think it's gonna be, you know, maybe kind of the same, but not really. Maybe a bit worse. Next we got Orion, which is based on... Oh, well, that is not Orion. I'm thinking of Enoch. Wow. It's been so long since I've played this guy that I forgot what its name was. So it's a manta ray, so that's... You know, manta rays, we all know. We all know manta rays. Now, are they edible? Right? Because don't these things have, like... You know, some stingers and some, like, kind of toxins? They show up dead on the shores a lot. Right? People keep these in aquariums and they just kind of, like, swim around and look cool. I don't know. Kind of looks like, a dead manta is worth $40 to $500. Eesh, I mean, that... If I'm paying $500 for some fish, it better taste good, you know what I mean? It's used for... The gills are used for Chinese medicine? Oh, I don't think I trust Chinese medicine. I don't know. That's, yeah, I don't know. This one's very sus. This one's very sus. I don't trust this at all. I can't trust it. Next we have Schiff. Just based on a sea angel. Which, is this edible? These don't even look like physical... These don't look like they have, an actual body. I guess you would have to eat, like, the brain, or whatever kind of, you know, internal organ this is here. Or whatever this red thing over here on its butt is. That looks kind of gross over there, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of weird looking. I don't think this thing's edible. I gotta be honest. It doesn't look like it. If I tried to bite into this thing, I would probably pass right through it. You know, I would just phase through it like some kind of Danny Phantom animal. Yeah, there's no way this is edible. I don't think there's any way you can actually touch this. So, yeah, that's gonna be an easy. That's gonna be an easy E. Gonna be an E for sure. I don't think there's no way. Finally, we got Ariane, the goat, which is based on a sea snake, which is just a snake that lives in the water. It is indeed a reptile. Hydrophene, venomous snakes. Okay, well, it's quite venomous, but as long as I can dodge the venom sac, I should be okay. Now, I don't think that... I'm sure there are people out there that probably eat snake, but I haven't really heard of that. Gotta be honest, I've never heard of somebody eating snake. I can't imagine that snake meat is anything that people crave. You know, I mean, I wouldn't trust myself getting near a snake anyway. This thing would bite me one time. Like, if I was in the water hunting these, it would probably just, like, wrap around my neck and bite me and kill me. And I would be moving so slow in the water that, you know, I couldn't keep up with its swift movements. Well, on the other hand, it says these stimuli, like vision, tongue flicking, and hearing, are very distorted in the water, so maybe I would actually have a chance. Maybe I would have a chance if I can just get one good chop, one good punch. You know, maybe that would be good enough. But, you know, I'm not very athletic, so I don't think I would actually be able to pull that off. So, I gotta say, this thing would definitely bite me once and kill me with its venom. Or it would just choke me out underwater. But, you know, maybe I would have a chance. If I had a long-ranged weapon, there's potential. As far as the tastiness goes, I wouldn't trust it. It's probably pretty gross. You know, it's not a fish. I've never eaten reptile. Can't imagine that reptile meat is very tasty. So I'm just gonna have to throw that in the D. So overall, that's my Ghoti tier list for could I eat it? Would I eat it? How tasty? How tasty do I think that these fish and reptiles are? And eldritch gods. What do I think the eldritch beings taste like? Probably not great. And that's your content for this week. Yay.